unprecedented challenge of the last couple of weeks and months. The record temperatures um, uh, came to Seattle and much of the Pacific Northwest. Yours is a city that usually has plentiful rainfall. That has not been the case this spring, the driest in 100-some years. We don't usually think about drought affecting Seattle. How has it affected your city this year?
You know, Michael, I can tell you it hugely, and I don't think we've ever had this constellation of crises before. Not only did we have this global pandemic, which was the health crisis, but layered on top of that was the economic crisis it brought, and it's juxtaposed against the climate crisis that we're in the middle of that has made all these things more difficult. I think, you know, I was born and raised here. I never experienced a summer quite as warm as this, and every summer we seem to get warmer. It's been over 3 weeks since we've had rain in the city of Seattle, and we had 3 days where the temperatures exceeded 100 degrees. First time in the history of our city that's happened. This is all the result of climate change. 2 summers ago, we had what we call smoke events, which meant that because of the forest fires burning in Canada, in California, and eastern Washington, the air quality in Seattle was worse than Beijing for a period of days because the smoke would get stuck here. So we're having to climate proof our city in ways we never have had to do before. And we're having to, you know, it's just accentuated how important it is for us to take the steps to fight climate change.
The climate has extended beyond, of course, Seattle to up into British Columbia and west into the mountain states, down into California, as you mentioned. Have you seen anything from how other governments are responding in the region that might be good things that for governments to apply in your area? Has there been any kind of regional cooperation to deal with it?
You know, we've had a lot of regional cooperation in the United States region, and now that the border is opening up, we've had historically really strong cooperation with the government of British Columbia and Vancouver. And we're seeing the same phenomenon up and down. In fact, British Columbia was suffered probably more than anyone in the West in terms of number of deaths and what happened in this last heat event. And so we really, if you look at what we're doing, it's not only what we're doing to make sure we fight climate with electrification of, you know, of our transportation infrastructure to make buildings smarter and safer, but for the smoke events themselves, we have to do really fundamental things like where can people go if it's 100 degrees or if there's 3 days of really bad air quality. So we're creating cooling centers in our city. We're also, we swapped out our HVAC system in our community centers so it could filtrate the smoke so people would have a safe place to go. We're taking a number of steps like that, but we're also working with the state on forest management practices. How do we reduce the number of forest fires even with climate change? And so I think all of those things are going to have to work together.